Welcome to New Realities. I'm Steinfeld, and this program is about the evolution of consciousness and where we're going as a collective civilization, how we are all merging and understanding that there's really just one energy that unites us and that is evolving through us. Tonight's guest is very much about that, bringing through energy. His name is Abdy Electriceteh. It's great to watch Abdy work because when you work, you're out of the way and something's flowing through you. Can you describe what happens when you are working with people?
It's very difficult to describe it because what happens beyond our understanding, but I'm going to put it in some way of relating to it. And basically I create, I don't create, I use create, but I become a center of a vortex of energy that covers the space, and everybody become part of that.
And then people fall over. Usually you work with them and why do they fall? I mean, in my experience, I just feel like that's what I want to do. I want to just move back and relax into your energy.
Well, the reason you're standing is because we are in control. Our mind is in control of our position. And basically, when we sleep, we are not in control, and when we sleep, we lie down. And in that energy, the mind is not that powerful. So it gives up the control. And as a result of it, it's just falling back.
You're also aware of many levels of reality. You talk about 12th dimension. Can you talk a little bit about these dimensions of consciousness?
Well, the way, first of all, dimension is the way we relate to something. For example, the dimension of my shirt is blue. That's a dimension. And there are thousands of dimensions that have relationship to us and to each other. But those dimensions in universal level has been divided to 12 compartments. And the way we understand things, we understand everything based on X, Y, Z dimensions, which is three-dimensional. And then what we don't understand, we call it time. So we have fourth dimension that covers all the 9 dimensions that we cannot relate to them directly.
And what are these other dimensions then?
Well, I cannot label it because I can label something people can relate to. However, the 2 dimensions that the humanity will relate to it very soon is the dimension of intention and attention.
Intention
and attention. That means that this dimension can manifest and they have physical
components, maybe?
Well, not just component. They can affect everything physically. I mean, our attention can physically change things. Our intention can do the same thing.
What's the difference between intention, I guess more willfully directing, attention is more just a passive thing, right?
Well, attention is what we receive from around us. Intention is what we project.
We give.
And the way we relate to attention is that this time we deal with emotions. So attention to me is another way of emotion and feeling.
I think the 5th dimension, or let's say the 4th dimension is time. The 5th dimension is this ability to feel energy, the sensitivity, you know. When you do the thing, whatever you're doing, and I feel it, I feel like a rocking and a kind of a kundalini, like something from the base. And I'm feeling a subtle energy, and that's bringing me to a new level of consciousness.
That's right. The feeling, and to me, the attention that I'm talking about is just that feeling that you have.
And so you bring that through for people, huh?
Well, I don't bring it through. We all have it. We all have. You see, when you sleep, you're connected to all the 12 dimensions. But our mind cannot recognize them. And so we minimize it to what we understand. But now our mind can relate to this feeling and also intention. That's what people do. Prayer, for example, in a church. because through that intention we can change things.
So okay, that's the fifth level, attention, intention.
Well, I can't number it fifth or first. So one of them is 4 and 5.
And then,
but beyond that,
yeah,
I cannot really comment because it's beyond our capability to understand at this time. I mean, there's not name to it. It's just a feeling and understanding of a relationship to things.
Well, I got a sense of it when we exchange our third eye thing. Can we do that now?
Sure.
Just like, and you put your finger on my third eye. Yeah. And we're exchanging consciousness. Yeah. I'm getting a feeling then of, that's what I call a 12th dimensional handshake. But I get the feeling of where you're coming from then. And it doesn't have words, really.
That's right.
But yet you're aware of that place.
That's right.
What are you aware of in that?
Well, that is an awareness of an existence beyond our reality.
Beyond a human reality.
Yeah. So it's just an awareness. It's like, I mean, most people explain that as a near-death experience, you know.
It might be a near-life experience.
Exactly. So it's an experience beyond what we understand. We can comprehend.
You also say, though, things are coming to the earth. You see certain energetic things, certain transformational. Can you talk about that, what you're seeing?
Well, it's the energy of the earth is going through a different vibration. It has been, and it's continuing, but it's the time that it's going through a huge shift of vibration. And this new vibration will support human consciousness to be more evolved and to connect to higher dimensions. So it's not that just an energy coming to the earth, it's more of every energy, all the energies are here except certain vortexes that they're supporting the new consciousness. It's more of evolving to a higher vibration.
And what do you see existing in, I mean, how do you see humanity looking, if you can just drop in, tap into that reality of those times?
Future of, well, it won't change so much as we think. I mean, everything going to be in peace, everything going to be perfect. But what it changes that right now the reality of people is that we have to work hard, we have to survive, we have to fight, and we have to battle, and we battle with life. Then we'll be more of a more relaxed, laid-back attitude, understanding that humanity is connected. You know, we are all cell of a body, and if you hurt a part of your nails, it affects the whole body. And when you have that consciousness and that understanding, the way you relate to others and your needs and everything will be different.
So what happened to you? You were a pretty normal, regular guy, right? You grew up and you were, you know, and you have a little bit of a story that I heard. Something shifted in you where instead of it was about you, you started to do this global energy work. What was that shift, that moment?
Well, it's you know, it was something on me since childhood. But the shift is realizing what was in me is true. It's not just a dream.
What was it that was in you?
You know, I from childhood I used to dream that I fly and I put sparkle on people, and then I realized I really do that.
And you're doing that.
That's right. So then I could relate how this sparkle will affect people and does things. So it is more of what made me to do what I do is letting go of what wasn't important, and I was trained to make it important. And I realized they weren't. It was just important for the society and the environment that wanted to train me to be what society wants from me. And that is true for everybody.
And then how'd you let go of that training? How'd you like wake up? What was that moment?
The wake up moment was a miracle. When I touched people and they had problems in their knees or whatever, and it would go away.
Yeah. And it wasn't you, you were just, I mean, it's coming through you.
That's right. Everybody can do it. Absolutely everybody. it just, you see, all this energy, the healing energy, the spiritual energy, the connection to earth and universal energy is everywhere, and everybody's connected to it. The difference is we also connected to the contaminations. And when you leave the contaminations behind, you just pure receive what you receive, and then you can work with it.
So how do you leave the contaminations behind? How do you?
But by going internally, by going inward to my nature of what I am, who I am as a person, rather than reacting to how I need to be.
The eternal, the forever part of ourselves.
That's right.
You also talk about different places on the earth being, power spots or centers of consciousness.
That's right.
You talk about what those places are and why they're important.
Well, I'm not going to mention all of them because different people have different opinion. But you see, Earth is life, and it's energetic. It's like human. It has chakra system. It has meridian, and the base chakra of each human is creating the base chakra of humanity, and that is supported by Earth base chakra. And the heart the same way, everything the same way. For example, the heart chakra is in England and Ireland, and right now the Olympic is being done there, and then most people who watch the Olympic this year there, they have emotions connecting to the heart chakra, because it's not just about Olympic, it's that representation of change, transformation that's happening through the heart chakra, and people and humanity connecting to it. And that transformation that's actually happening is changing, not transforming that energy of the heart chakra to a different level for moving to chakra to somewhere else. And that is, at the end of the year, that will be moved. So it's like a completion.
And as it moves, the earth itself then evolves.
That's right. Well, as it moves, the reason it moves because humans have certain energy that holds whole thing the way they're conditioned to, and the energy is evolving, and it needs a new place that doesn't have that conditioning and doesn't interfere with it.
So where's it going? South America, people say?
It's going to Colombia.
Colombia.
That's right.
The mountains there.
Well, I don't know specific, but it will be in Colombia.
So what is happening overall people say we're moving into a new time. I feel this acceleration physically and in a way mentally, emotionally. What does you talked about it, but what do you really see? What do you want everyone to know? What's the thing, if we could tell people what really is the essence of what to tune into and your message?
Well, we are all evolving. The earth is evolving, and humanity and earth is going to a very high vibration and shift and transformation. And even though we feel that everything is chaotic, actually it's not as bad as we think. It just that chaos is because we go through this shift. And what has been, it's been perfect. What we will go through is perfect. It's a point. We are in a point of history of humanity that we are going to an evolution like never before.
What is that?
And that evolution is for us to become a 5-dimensional being rather than 3-dimensional as we are, and live through that window, live through that consciousness, and a way of us sustaining in that level is the energy of the earth will shift to a way that support us to operate that way. Well, a lot of people, what I see is closing a chapter and opening a new beautiful chapter. And a lot of people are emphasizing at the end, things are ending. Well, the only thing that will end is a reality that it didn't serve us. It doesn't serve us anymore. It did serve us, but it doesn't serve us anymore. And our burdens, our fears, and everything that we connect to it from a point of survival and negative thoughts. That will end.
So it's not the end, it's a beginning.
That's right.
It's really a beginning of a new time, a new humanity.
That's right.
And it's exciting, isn't it?
It is very much.
And you're traveling around the world doing your thing, and what do you want people to get, though, for themselves?
Well, you see, people get what they need to get. It's not that I want something.
Not you, but
I understand. I understand what you're asking. But you see, what everybody will get eventually is trust. Trusting that whatever they have is what they need to have. If that's a disease, if that's a pain, if that's a sadness, whatever. And trusting that everything is for their benefit. Everything we have is for us, designed for us.
But when does intention come into that? Okay, just everything's for it. But then where's this next level where you can intend a new reality?
Well, you don't intend to a new reality. What you do is you just you don't waste your intention on things that doesn't support what I'm talking about. Because right now we put our intention so much in survival, and then we are distracted with so many things, and everybody's after money and things, a physical thing, and because we want to be fearless, because we want to survive. If we understand, we can put the intention directly to what we want, and we don't need all these physical middle things, then we operate differently.
If someone has something, though, that they don't want, then they just intend it and they can shift. But you're saying just accept what is there, too.
Exactly.
So it's like it's a little contradiction then, too.
Well, no, it depends on how you look at it. You see, the way everything we have is what we need to have right now. And when we don't need it anymore, we don't have it. If that's it. I mean, so many people won't like what I say. If that's a cancer, let's say. And we put our intention to fix the cancer or whatever it is, but that is only messenger. If we allow and not to focus on our problem and allow it, we go through things.
And come out the other side.
Come out where we need to be.
Need, like who decides what?
Nobody's need. Well, we are. You know, actually, I was just talking to somebody. Need, whatever is happened is what you needed. Whatever you want is not your need; it's just your want.
But then intention comes for what you want, doesn't it?
No.
No. What's the difference between want and intention?
You see, you're looking at the intention, creating a result.
And you're saying intention is.
You can. I look at intention as having focus to a direction.
And whatever happens, happens.
Whatever happens, happens. You know, you can look at the intention that, you know, for example, we have this intention that we're going to have this interview, correct? But the result of this interview is not
whatever it is.
And that's how life is.
You say then, and I'm sure it's based on your experiences, that this world, this reality, is not what it appears to be.
That's right.
What is reality? What is this world? And what is...
Well, to me, reality is simply what we share and confirm. Our human reality is what humans share and confirm. And if you bring a dog, look at everything, they see differently. If you bring a bee, they see differently, a bat. So it's not our reality is not a universal reality. It's just human reality. And within that, our pain and our emotion is being conditioned to us only.
But what is the real, true reality? What is that made of?
Well, I cannot tell you what's that made of, but what I can tell, because, you know, if I have to talk, I have to use a word that doesn't exist. And how I'm going to relate to it. Or how anybody can relate to what I say. Because if I say something, they get it something else. But what I can tell you is, we are connecting to what we can connect from the total reality. We just relate to what we can relate, and we get what we get from a huge number of possibilities. And what we get is what we need. If we need to be in fear, we get it.
But people,
and if we need to be angry, we are to that. If we need to be safe, we are to
so
that.
instead of resisting what comes, accept it.
Yes.
And then,
except, well, you see, basically all the words that you use is coming from control.
okay.
Even if I want to accept everything, that means I want to be in control of that acceptance.
I see.
So what I'm talking about, just give up the control and just allow. And when you allow the reality, then you don't have dependency in certain reality that you need to have it.
Mm-hmm.
And that things look different. A relation, you see more relation to events and structures. You see the background. It's like to me, it's like a puppet show. That when children look at it, they look at just the puppets moving. But when you look from the back, you see why these puppets are moving. See, there is a connection and relation, and they are all. None of them is perfect 100% on a 12-dimensional reality, but they contain more part of the real truth.
You said there's two types of people who would see this interview. One that wants to understand it intellectually, and the other are trying to analyze and say, does this make sense or this makes sense?
Well, exactly. You see, I am trying to explain something that is not explainable. And I am trying to put some words. But it's not about what I say or how I'm going to analyze it. There are two types of people. The people who try to analyze what I say, and it doesn't make sense, of course, because that means you are going through that three-dimensional mind and you want to put it to the way you understand, and it's beyond your understanding. And there are others who want to relate to what I say, and that relation hits some part of your body, your feeling, and that's all it is about.
So that's what so we'll just close on that in a way. I understand that this is like stuff that we can't really digest. We have to experience it. Just tell people, like, when you create this vortex, what's going on in the field itself?
What's going on? It is a purity created in that field that leaves all the contamination that we are connected to away, and we connect to our own purity, to our nature, because we are pure. Everything is perfect. Everybody's perfect. Even though we judge and deal with things and we want to analyze, that is our nature. That's our perfection. So we just tap into different level of our perfection in that vortex, and the key to spirituality and enlightenment that everybody is looking for is humanity itself. And within humanity, people who want to be more evolved, it's not about learning more and practicing more. It's about going back to the nature. Our nature has all the answers and is the key to our growth. When we deny our nature, well, we deny our growth.
Nice too, and that's what I find with you, this purity and simplicity, and that's just what you want people to share. It's just simple.
Everything is simple, and anything that is not simple is not for us.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, and just and you think the future is going to be beautiful?
Well, I don't have psychic ability. I can sense the energy, and through that sensation, mentally I create certain possibilities, and definitely beautiful. But I cannot tell you how we're going to be. It's not going to be much different on a physical format, but definitely it's going to be different on the puppeteer who run the show.
And more aware. Humanity will be more aware,
That's
more
right.
open,
That's right.
more sensitive, and